degrees.
Do you have a parent, grandparent, or loved one who needs some extra help? Senior Helpers has spent 16 years helping seniors continue to live at home as they age. Do you have a loved one needing help with grocery shopping, meal preparation, or even help taking a shower? Call Senior Helpers today at 480-621-6672. We specialize in helping seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia, Parkinson's disease, and other chronic illnesses to stay at home. You can find us online at seniorhelpers.com or at 480-621-6672.
Networking Arizona is sponsored by Easy Pooling, giving you more chances to win the lottery. Visit easypooling.com. That's the letter E, the letter Z, pooling.com. Networking Arizona is also sponsored by WCI Commercial, helping intelligent people obtain wealth through creative investments every day. Visit WCIBroker.com. Networking Arizona is also brought to you by Flash Forward Sites. The proof is in your numbers. Learn more at flashforwardsites.com.
If I traded it all.
So welcome back, everyone. We are live on Facebook. So hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. My next guest, I'm excited about bringing her on. Listen up, everyone. I have with me Tiffany Phelan, and she's the owner of Senior Helpers. We just heard your ad. Welcome back to the show. You know, you help. I'm so excited about talking about what you do because I can relate. I'm dealing with something right now very personal that I can't wait to be able to use your services for my ex-mother-in-law. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. So my name's Tiffany, and I'm the owner of Senior Helpers. And what we do is we help seniors stay and live at home independently. Mm-hmm. And so as people age, as we age, many of us need more help with certain things. That might be as simple as going to the grocery store. Maybe it's hard to get things off the top shelf. Maybe it's hard once you've gone to the grocery store and you've gotten your stuff home to get it all put away. Maybe laundry and light housekeeping. I would put that at the top of my personal list of things I'd like help with.
Me too.
And so as we age and we need more help with things like this, maybe even trips to the doctor, it's time to call in somebody to help, and that's where we come in. We are one part of that aging puzzle. And so as we've got our loved ones, maybe our parents who are getting older, and we're starting to say, oh, they're not doing things the way they used to do things. Maybe things are getting lost or forgotten or missed, or they need more physical assistance. That's where we come in.
Maybe they're falling.
Maybe they're falling. Yes, I have heard that some people know people who are falling.
They are falling, and a lot of times you don't even see your parents that often. Maybe you don't. You may not come often, or you may not even live here, right? And that happens, I'm sure, a lot. And then, of course, you see them or talk to them, and you notice a little bit if something's going on. Well, you obviously are going to do assessment. Can you tell them what it's like when people call you and what you do? Because I saw you today work. Now, I'm just going to be real candid right here on the show. So my ex-mother-in-law is dealing with an issue, and I had told my sister-in-law about you. And you spoke, from what I understand, for 45 minutes with my.
We did, on my way here.
I'm very close, so we're still all close. We say sister-in-law. So, it's really cool the way that you do that.
And this first conversation that I had with her, not unlike any conversation I'll have. Almost always, it's the adult child who's calling us. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes, it's the daughter, right? If there is one, it could even be a niece. But that's really usually the people who call us. And, they're calling us because they just saw mom for the first time and maybe things aren't going quite as well. Or they got a call from dad's friend at church and they said, hey, listen, I saw your dad and I don't think he's doing that well. I think you better check in on him. I think something's going on. Or, like in this case, we've already had a hospitalization. And I think that's right. That's one of the times that we get that phone call. So when people come to us, they usually haven't called around a lot, right? They see us, they see what we do. Maybe they've seen some of these videos because they get to watch my videos talking about what we do. And they've decided to give us a call, tell us about their situation, and see what in the world is out there and available for me. And so what we start with is learning what brought us to this point. So my first question for a family is, what's been going on in the last 2 months, right? What's been happening? And I usually get a really interesting narrative about what's brought us to this point. All the time I'm hearing, well, my mom, she's stubborn. My dad, he won't accept help. Okay, I get it. And we start talking about what's really going on. And so one thing I've realized is if we start addressing the issues say that I hear, right? I've done this for 20 years. So if I start by addressing the issues that I know to be issues, I'm going to lose my audience immediately. My seniors are going to be like, no, you're wrong. You don't know about me. You don't know me. And so when we start that conversation, after we have our phone conversation and we get to meet with our senior, we're going to ask them what they think is going on. And in any situation where there's no cognitive impairment, I really want to hear what they think, because we need their buy-in. This is their life. We're talking about maybe an 80 or 90-year-old person who's lived a very full life, and they should be respected as our elder. And so what we're really trying to do is hear, let's start with what they feel they need. And then we've got our adult child there, and they're going to have some opinions on maybe what's needed, and maybe those will be the logical thoughts, right? Like this is really what we need to have done. And we're going to work together, and we're going to say, what do we really think we need the most help with? And then we decide what kind of a schedule can do that. So folks that utilize our services can utilize us as few hours as twice a week, 4 hours each time. There's a great idea. A caregiver can come in a couple times a week, go to the grocery store, maybe make some meals, make some meals for them or even with them. If it's maybe a lady who loved to cook and she can't cook anymore because she can't hold those heavy pots, maybe our caregiver can do the heavy lifting and she can still do the stirring or the chopping, and we're going to work together. So each family is unique, and I think the really cool thing about what we do is it's one-on-one. So it's exactly what the family wants.
Now, when is the right time to give you a call?
Well, I would say before the hospitalization, right? We want to avoid that. And so one of the nice things that we do is we will help the family by using our assessment tool to show them where problems could occur. And for most of our families, they're going to deal with this 1 or 2 times. If it's a couple, maybe 4 times, right? Both sets of parents. And then they're done, right? They're done with their senior caring responsibilities. And so a big part of our job is education. And we'll start with that. We'll start with educating. How can we help? Where do we see some of these deficiencies or weaknesses? Where's the likelihood that we could have a problem? Are we maybe driving when we can't always remember where we're going or how to get home? Are we running out of food on a regular basis? That happens more than you would think. Are we forgetting to turn off our stove? Or maybe we just don't have the endurance to get through the whole shopping trip.
Now, you firsthand have 2 parents.
I do.
Is it 2 sets? I remember parents.
Both my parents are utilizing caregiving services. My parents are not married. They live at different locations, and they both have caregivers. So I have not only been the provider of home care, but I have been the recipient, the adult child, of getting, in fact, while I was sitting here waiting, I got 3 texts from my mom. Okay. So I completely get it, right? I'm living it every single day.
And she's been doing it for 20 years. You do an assessment for people. That's a free assessment. And the best thing to do is write this number down and put it in your phone, whether you might need it now. You might never know when you're going to need it. If you have an adult, a senior parent, it is a good idea to have it so that that's the one thing that I was so glad to have that for them. And she was so grateful because it's something that is sudden. All of a sudden, it became an urgency. So the phone number to call, it's 480-360-4141. They're 5-star rated everywhere. And also you could check them out on their website, which is seniorhelpers.com. And you had some stories, and I want you to be able to tell some of them. So we have 2 minutes before we go to break. Let's start a story, and then we'll stop and go again.
Sure, absolutely. So you had asked me to come with some stories so that your listeners might say, hey, that sounds like my family, right? That sounds like something that's going on. So we had a gentleman who came to us for services. He'd been in and out of the hospital for 4 months. So this had not been a really great 4 months for him. And we met with him on the day he was discharged and made it home. And I asked him, what's going on? What can I do for you? And he was in a really, really bad place. He said, I don't think you can do anything for me. And when I started to question a little bit, what's going on? What do you like to do? What brings you joy? Well, this gentleman is a day trader. He spent all of his time day trading, and that was the thing that he found fun. But he was in one of those homes in Phoenix, one of those few homes in Phoenix that has a basement. And guess where his day trading equipment was? His computer, all the way down there.
We're going to go to a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk further. I think that a lot of times you're going to hear that obstinate. And of course, at that point, some of them are also, if they've been through something bad, which my mother-in-law is, they're done. They're done. But you know what? You're trained. You know what to say. And that's what's so wonderful. You know how to talk to them. Her phone number is 480-360-4141. It's seniorhelpers.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Do you need to liquidate a home? You need someone that you can trust. With Loving Care, estate liquidators are here to help. When you hire them, they take care of everything, and all your troubles go away. Call for a free quote at 623-606-1966. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. See what our clients say about us. Go to withlovingcareestatelicquidators.az.com. You'll know you've called the right place. 623-606-1966. Do you ever play the lottery? If so, you can definitely increase your odds of winning by playing through a lottery pool. The ticket costs are shared, so you pay only pennies per ticket, yet you can still win millions. This unique service is offered by PowerPick, which has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Check out this amazing deal. You can share in 105 tickets in Powerball, Pick, and Mega Millions for only $4.75. Go to easypooling.com, spelled E, the letter Z, then pooling.com. That's easypooling.com.
KFNX Cave Creek.
Hi, I'm Randy Courtney, broker-owner of Weichert Realtors, Courtney Valley. We've served in the Valley for over 37 years. We handle all your residential needs. If you're thinking about making a move, call me for an expert broker price opinion. Find out what to do to your home to maximize its value. You'll be surprised at what you'll learn and well worth the time with me. I will tell you what most agents will not. Call me today at 480-705-9600. At Courtney Valley White Properties, we handle your real estate needs, big or small. We handle them all.
What if I told you that getting Medicare coverage doesn't have to be a complicated process? Are you tired of being confused with the many coverage options available to you with Medicare? At Tapestry Insurance Group, let us help by taking the confusion and complication out of your Medicare options so you can get the coverage you need. Some available plans have no additional premium and may help lower your out-of-pocket costs. There's never a cost for a consultation with one of our licensed agents, so don't delay. Contact us at 602-541-7656 or visit tapestryinsurancegroup.com.
Are you frustrated with your digital marketing? Do you hope and wish and pray to work with people that actually get you results? You know, if you don't go digital now, your business will fade away. I'm Daryl Stern, the Digital Marketing Jedi. I am based right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I run the best video marketing and search engine optimization company in America. So, text radio to 602-726-3890 and schedule your complimentary Stern storming session.
If we could get you a price that would really make you happy, would you be willing to sell your company? Are you looking for an exit strategy to turn your world-class investment into cash? If you're ready to take on a new career or even just retire and need expert advice, WCI Brokers has the knowledge to get you your maximum value. With over 5,000 successful sales, 30,000 registered buyers, and 300 years of experience, we will handle every detail. Call 602-795-2005 and pay no fees until we turn your business into cash.
If I traded it all.
So welcome back, everyone. Just like my sister-in-law, when something came up sudden, and now they only have like maybe a couple of weeks, let's say, to get mom back in the home, which is sort of neat. Of course, I was there to help. So, of course, anybody that needs any kind of information can listen to the show, and that's kind of neat about the show. But this is a number that you should have. If you have a senior family member or what have you, it's so important to put it in your phone, because what I love about you is how you're just all about, let's talk, let's see what's going on. That's it. Let's see what's going on first, and then let's see if I can be of some service to you. So her phone number, it's 480-360-4141. Tiffany is the owner of Senior Helpers, so put it under that in your phone. And the website is seniorhelpers.com. She's 5-star rated everywhere, as well as she's been doing this for 20 years, and even her own parents, both of them who don't live near each other really close, and they both have, not only are they divorced, but they have care in care home as well. So she really knows, she walks the talk is what I'm trying to say. So we were talking about the
This gentleman. We were talking about this gentleman, and this is just one example of how we come in and we really want to get to the heart of what's going on in this case. So this gentleman, in and out of the hospital for 4 months, that is nobody's best 4 months of their life, right? So we'll start there. So I saw that we're dealing with, he's very down, right? I don't want to say clinically
anymore.
What's going on, but he's very, very down. And what we realized was that not only for the last 4 months, but for the many months preceding his hospitalizations, he couldn't get down the stairs to do his favorite activity. So I recommended, why don't we try bringing that stuff upstairs? And he said, no, I don't want my wife touching it. He said, that is it's like my man cave. It's my man cave. I like to I want to do this in my man cave or nowhere. And so the number one thing that we decided we needed to do was work with him and with his physical therapist, who was going to be coming into the home, to help see how do we get this man strong enough to go down those, maybe 12 steps down into his basement and be able to spend some time doing what he really likes. So we went into that, and we had our caregiver there when the physical therapist was there, and then all the days in between therapy, the caregiver was helping him get strong enough so he could go up and down those stairs. About 2 weeks later, mind you, this has been months since he's been down into his basement. About 2 weeks later, when we kind of helped him focus, this is the most important thing to do, get stronger, he started walking down his stairs. And that started a bit of a snowball effect for him of good things happening in his life. So he got back his 7 hours a day that he wanted to spend doing this day trading or whatever he's doing on his computer. And then he realized, well, now I can get out of the house. So he started to re-engage. That's what we kind of call it, re-engage in life. And when our life our life becomes sometimes wrapped up in our medical issue. And he had some pretty serious medical issues going on. And so we're so focused on just maintaining and to be honest with you, staying alive, we forget to do those things that bring us joy. And so a big focus of Senior Helpers is how to spend time doing things that bring us joy.
Absolutely. And that is the first thing that you said when we were talking about that, together about that. And listen, folks, you don't know when you're going to need something. Maybe you know right now. Maybe you're living with someone, right? It could be even somebody that you're living with right now, and you're trying to do all the work yourself. Right? That isn't very easy to do. But
right? Sometimes we want to do it. And I'll tell you, I have talked to so many adult children who feel it is their duty. They are duty bound because they love their parents. They felt that they had a great childhood maybe, or maybe they didn't feel that way. But somehow, for some reason, they feel duty bound to provide this care. And that's great. We want to empower you to continue doing that. But not a lot of people realize this exact number. There's 168 hours in a week. That's a really long time. So even if you had help maybe 20 hours a week to give you a little bit of a break, if you're providing most of the care, you're still caring for your mom or dad or other loved one for 148 hours. That's still a lot of duty that you're providing, right? That's still really stepping up to the plate, but you can now plan long term, because how many weeks in a row can you work 168 hours having all of that weight on your shoulders?
And I'm just going to, it's okay if I bring this up. The amount that you require, what is the amount?
A number of hours of care. So the folks who utilize us the least have us 4 hours a day, twice a week. So just 2 visits a week. And part of the reason that we do have that minimum is we have an amazing care staff. Our care staff is dedicated. They love what they do. We have 2 training centers here in the Valley, in Scottsdale and in Mesa, where we're constantly training folks up.
Are you looking for folks?
We're always looking for people who want to do this. And guess what? A lot of people come to us because they did care for their own loved ones, and it was on their heart. And we even have folks who've retired out of some pretty amazing occupations, and they just want to do something that's meaningful and come work for us.
Absolutely.
So as a way to create consistency for our clients, we want to be a great employer, because when you're a great employer, you attract the best staff, right? So that's part of that 2-day-a-week minimum, the reason for that.
And when you think about it, 4 hours for 2 days a week. I mean, it's really, by the time you get there and maybe you make a little lunch for them or you go and take them. And we were talking a little bit about where they can go. And, I said, well, it's not just doctors' appointments.
Oh, no, it's not just doctors. So we all have to go to the doctor sometimes, but that's not our favorite place to go. So just as an idea, we've taken folks golfing. We've taken them to the golf course to watch, right, if we're retired golfers. We have taken them to get their nails and hair done. That's a great activity for women. We've taken them to take their dog to get groomed or to go walk around Scottsdale Fashion Square Mall and get a little exercise in the heat of the summer. So literally anywhere you want to go. I was actually mentioning to you in the break, my mom's favorite activity is to go for a drive up the Salt River. And we live in Mesa, so we're close to that. So that's a great idea. It's honestly freedom for folks who don't drive to go anywhere they want.
Anywhere you want. And it's so nice to have that. And I guarantee you, a lot of people, the ones that fight the most about it, the senior, are the ones that like it the best.
Well, I really think that's
like,
true.
Oh, this is kind of nice. I really like it.
When you have to work to convince somebody, and I think the really big part of why we don't feel as much pushback maybe as the adult child does, is because by the time I get in there, I have the luxury of listening just to the senior, right? If our adult children want to tell me something that maybe they think their loved one is not giving me accurate information, which more common than not. They can tell me that as an aside, maybe at a different time. But when I get to go in that room and do an assessment with a senior, I'm there for them. We're going to talk about what they think is important, what they want to have happen during the shift, where they want to go, or what they feel like they want to take off their plate. How they
see this working.
Right, how they see this working. And we're going to start there, because when we have buy-in from our seniors, all of a sudden things start going well, they think, oh, well, they can do that. Maybe they can do this too. Maybe I'm more comfortable with this, that, or the other, right?
Well, you can tell why you're 5-star rated everywhere. You certainly can. And that phone number to call them and put it in your phone. Maybe it's now, maybe it's at some point you might need it. They're valley-wide. Their phone number is 480-360-4141. It is seniorhelpers.com. I was thinking about how when you work with people, and I was thinking about the urgency of it, right? In this instance, how it is. I was wondering how far, when you start working with somebody, somebody's getting a little bit older, or do you have, is there a limit to what you all can do? What about if somebody needs medications, things like that? Do you help with that?
So what we do is we do medication reminders.
Okay.
And we have a multitude of wonderful companies that we work with, like hospice, home health, that employ nurses that can help with setting up those meds. Okay. Oftentimes our the adult children do that. And we can provide reminders. So I will tell you that we have had the great fortune of being able to work with many, many families where we have cared for their loved ones through the end of life. And that's it's a special time. It's a delicate time. We've worked with folks with all variety of illnesses all the way through the end of life. And so there's really no limit to what we can do as far as the needs of somebody, because we can bring in our other community resources to do things and help us in areas that we don't provide service.
You said that word, resources. I was going to tell them also that you work with people who have dementia. You're a specialist in that?
We do. So we have a special training program, a special approach to how we care for folks with dementia. We really want to empower our folks with dementia to do the things they can still do. They've lost a lot. There are certain things they can no longer do. But we want to engage with them in ways that we can. And so one great example of that would be somebody who used to play cards, right? And maybe now with dementia, they can't play gin the way that they used to, but can they still hold the cards? Can they still sort of play and put down cards and engage in some sort of back and forth with their caregiver, even if there's no real rules being followed and the caregiver has to smile or not?
It's just a lot of fun.
Who cares? If they're holding cards, we're giving them back something that they used to love to do, and we're making them smile.
I love that. Now, and re-engaging in life, that's what you call it, and I love that. Also, folks, listen up. Anybody who's just got questions, references is what they're all about. They're here to help you. And that's how we're starting with that. It's like, what what do we do? And
What do we need?
What do we need? And you know what? Then you can give her a call and you can start talking to her. And look at how long had the time that you took with my sister-in-law. Was so sweet of you. And I'm sure she really, really appreciated it. I know she did because she told me she did. So thank you for that. Their phone number, it's 480-360-4141. Check them out. It's seniorhelpers.com.